What's up guys, OpTic is here bringing you another new video. Today we are going to be doing my predictions and talking a little bit about the launch invitational that is happening this weekend, October 22nd and 23rd in the MLG Arena in Columbus, Ohio. So this is going to be the first LAN event for Gears of War 4. They've invited some of the best teams from around the world in order to compete, showcase the game, and basically show what everybody's got to offer going into a brand new game and a brand new esports circuit. So it's going to be really exciting. It's incorporating international play, which is awesome. Sadly, there's no European teams present due to a bunch of account recovering issues, and so Enigma 6 is taking the place that would have been the top European team. But we do have the top 3 teams from MLG Columbus, the last Gears of War Ultimate Edition event. So that includes us, OpTic Gaming, it includes E United, and it includes Team Envious, who are the top 3 seeds. After that, you've got the next 2 American teams are teams that qualified through the online qualifiers, which are Team Revenge, who actually has the 8th place seed, even though they were the first team to officially qualify, and Energy, which is another top tier team, part of Goons, part of Old Onslaught. So they're a pretty good team. They've got the number 4 seed. Number 5 seed comes in with Mind Freak. They're a team out of Australia, so not a whole lot known about that region, at least over here, but they are looking like a strong team, and so it'll be interesting to see what they can do over here in this event. Spot number 6, like I said, would have been a European team, but instead Enigma 6 was invited as a 6th North American team because of so many European teams having issues with players' account recovering and so on and so forth. So that's who's number 6 seed. Number 7 seed is the team Splice. They come from Latin America. They're a really good team. We've scrimmed them a lot, so it's going to be exciting again to see what they do in a LAN environment over here with some of the top talent from North America. And like I said previously, number 8 seed is Team Revenge, which they were formerly known as Team Elevate, except Ben or Strangulate went to United, and they've picked up Yogurt from another team, and then they picked up a new player, Kraz. So it's going to be really exciting to see what they do. This is going to be their most of their second LAN event, except for Yogurt, who's very experienced on LAN, and you cannot count them out by any means. Like I said, they were the first team to qualify through the online qualifiers. So right here in front of us, I have the brackets. I've put in all of the teams, and it is seeded them according to the seeds that MLG has released. So we're going to be able to do a little prediction. I'm going to just go through the matches. This isn't pre-thought out, pre-planned. I'm just going to discuss the matches and my opinions. And obviously, I'm probably going to be a little bit biased, but it's my predictions, so I'll do what I want. All right, start the tournament. So let's see, OpTic Gaming versus Revenge. Now, all of these matches are best of 3, so we have to keep that in mind. Best of 3 means that there's less likely for a slip up for a team to just lose, one map and get out. It's also a double elimination tournament, so even if you lose a match, you're not out of the tournament by any means. So recently, we saw Revenge nearly take a game off of Envious, but they kind of choked their lead, and that's something they've probably been working on since then. They're still a strong team, so I'm still going to give them respect where respect is due. But I think in terms of just experience on LAN and the veteranship that my players have and the success that we've had so far in Gears of War 4, I'm going to say this is going to be a 2-0 in our favor. Again, I'm biased. I'm going to put a disclaimer right now that any scores or opinions that I state in this are purely my own. They're not intended to offend anybody or to get anybody butthurt, which will probably happen anyways, but oh well, I'm just being honest, and that's how I am with you guys. I sell it how I call it, or call it how I see it. So we're going to say OpTic or us, or we're going to say we're going to win this one 2-0. Let's move us up to the next round. Energy versus Mind Freak. This is going to be a tough one. Energy is a great team, but from what I can tell, they're kind of on or they're off. Like, there's no real consistency with their team. It's either they're doing well or they're doing really poorly, and I would like to see that fixed, and I'm sure that they're working hard on it. I'm sure it's something that they've recognized themselves. So it is quite possible that will be something that's fixed going into this event. As for Mind Freak, I don't know a whole lot about them. I've heard that they have a lot of raw skill. I don't know what they run in terms of strategy. So just due to my ignorance and my lack of knowledge, which I'm friends with some of the guys on Mind Freak, so I'm sorry that I don't know much about your team. I'm gonna have to give this one 2-1 to Energy, and I'm giving a map to Mind Freak just because they have that unknown factor, and it's very open end. This match is very open end. They could just come in and win 2-0. I mean, it could go either way, really, because I just don't know. But I'm going to give this one Energy because they're the enemy I know, basically, you know? E United versus Splice. Now, this one, I have these two teams kind of being, like, tied for second place along with Enigma 6. Like, I have those three teams as, like, my second best team in the game kind of prediction thing. And that's because from what I've watched of our scrims against them and from watching other streams and stuff, those three teams seem to be the next, like, they seem to be all on par, but for different reasons. So for this one, E United versus Splice, I'm going to have to say, I'm going to have to give it to E United, but I'm going to give it to them 2-1. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I think Splice is a really good team, but I have not seen them perform on LAN, where all of E United is very familiar with LAN, very comfortable on LAN. So I think if E United wins the first map, they're going to be able to win pretty handedly. It could even be a 2-0. If Splice wins the first map, I don't know. It could go either way. E United is a very emotional team, but I think they could. I'm pretty sure that they can win this one, but I'm going to give it to them 2-1 just because from what I've seen from Splice, they're a very strong team. They have very good team chemistry and team fire and stuff like that in the game. So they could cause an upset here based on my predictions. And I think previously in conversations I've said Splice is going to take second here, but I'm kind of changing my mind. E United has made like leaps and bounds of progress since I made those I made those comments and conversations. So I'm going to have to give this one E United 2-1, and I'm not counting Splice out of the tournament by any means, but this one is going to go in favor of them. All right, Envious versus E6. All right, so for those of you who don't know, Envious is playing with our ex-teammates Solars, who, from what I've seen online, is doing a very good job of filling Prey's shoes. I think he dropped like a 40 bomb the other day to get them a win over a team, like a top tier AM team. E6 is not going to be that easy to beat, and they're not going to be able to rely on one person. E6 is very good at their team fire and their crossfire and stuff like that. So I think E6 could honestly win this match, especially if they win the first map. I don't think that they're going to recover. Envy is going to recover from it. They tilt very easily. They're going to go in this expecting to win. And I don't know. I haven't really seen Envious click like they should. They had a really sloppy, close match against Revenge in one of the tournaments. They had a really sloppy, close match against that other team, that top AM team that I was talking about. So if E6 is playing their game and Envious is not, or playing how they have been playing, then I'm going to give this one to E6, and I'm going to give it a 2-1 just because Envy is the kind of team that doesn't get shook too much after a loss. Like, yes, they're emotional, but only when they're very confident that they're going to win. So they could take the first game and E6 could recover. You know, like it could go kind of either way with that, but I do think pretty confidently that this could be a 2-1 for E6. All right. We're going to keep going through the winners bracket, and then we're going to move to the losers bracket. So for round 2, us versus Energy, I sound so cocky saying this. I love all the guys on Energy, by the way. I think they're some of the coolest people in the community. I feel confident. I feel really confident in this tournament. So this is another disclaimer. I feel really confident in us going into this tournament, even though we're coming off a loss against E United. I honestly think that if we play our best, we could go through this whole tournament without dropping a map. That being said, that's probably not going to happen. We'll probably drop a map at some point, or maybe even a match. Who knows what's going to happen? Other teams can surprise us, but I'm really confident going into this event. So I'm not -2. I'm going to say we're going to 2-0 Energy, and I think the games will be close, but we'll still pull it out at the end, kind of thing. E United versus Enigma 6. This is another tough one. This one will be really, really close. It's going to be a 2-1 either way. I think both teams are going to be riding momentum. E6 will be riding a little bit more momentum. But I think I'm going to have to give it to E United. Just because I don't know a ton. Like, I've only seen a little bit from E6, and I don't know enough to really say anything. And I do know that E United beat E6 recently, so this is kind of like a rivalry thing. They beat them right before they beat us in that 2K. So I'm going to give this one 2-1 to E United just based on that, I think. All right. Us versus E United. I think this is going to be a close series, and I think we could 2-0 it or 2-1 it. But for fairness sake, because E United is going to be riding a lot of momentum through this, I'm going to give it to 2-1 because I do think E United's a good team. But obviously, I gotta support us, and I do think that I think that we can perform and be the better team. Personal opinion again, guys. Don't get butthurt. Obviously, people from E United are going to think that they're the better team. It's all opinions. It's not fact. All right, so. Now we're in the losers bracket. Revenge versus Mind Freak. Oh, man, this one's tough. This one could go either way. I don't know much about Mind Freak. I think Revenge could tilt after they lose to us and feel more pressure. I think Mind Freak at that point could be like, what do we have to lose? This is a great experience. So they might play more recklessly, which would give them an edge. But I'm gonna stay consistent with what I've done before, and I'm gonna go with the enemy that I know, and I'm gonna say 2-1 in favor of Revenge because they have impressed me. They should have won that match against Envy, so I think they're gonna be able to take down Mind Freak. But again, I think it's gonna be a 2-1, and this match could go either way. Like, it could be 2-1 Mind Freak, it could be 2-0, it could be 2-0. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen with this match. It's so close, so I'm gonna say 2-1 Revenge because I know more about them and out of ignorance, basically. Splice versus Envy. I think Envy will be able to take this one, but I think it'll be close because I think Splice is a really good team and Envy could underestimate them. Maybe? Maybe not. But either way, I'm going to say Envy's going to win this one 2-1. The thing with Splice is they have like they have a trend that they do whenever they play, and I'm not going to like call out the trend here, but there's a pattern to their play, and once it's recognized, it's easy to counter. And so I think they're a really good team, but I think they need more differentiation, if that's a word, in their play style. Enigma 6 versus Revenge. I'm gonna have to give this one to E6 2-1. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 2-1. E6 will be a little tilted, so I don't think they're gonna clean win it, but they very well could. But it's definitely gonna be E6 2-1 or 2-0. In my opinion. Now, again, Kraz and the guys on Revenge, not saying you guys are bad, just honest predictions. So you guys who aren't part of the Gears of War community or any of these teams know, people get very touchy about prediction videos. And as much as I don't care about, like, upsetting people and stuff, I do have a lot of respect for these teams, so I don't want that ignored. Like, I want to make sure that that's communicated, that I do have a lot of respect for these guys and the work that they put in and how skilled that they are. So, Energy versus Envious. I think I'm going to have to give it to Envy, but I think it's going to be 2-1, and this is another one of those matches that could go either way. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to do it that way because of Energy's inconsistency that I've seen and Envious's ability to just clutch up and win a map. I think that it can go Envy's way. I think it's going to be 2-1, but it could go either way. If Energy is playing on point, they will win this match. So we'll see what happens. But right now I'm going to go with Envious. Enigma 6 versus Envious. This is a rematch of round 1, match 4, huh? See, the issue is E6 could come into this overconfident going, well, we beat them before, we can beat them again, and Envy's going to come in hungry for the win. But both teams are going to be hungry at the end of the day. I'm going to stay consistent with my original prediction, and I'm going to say E6 takes it over Envious 2-1. Yeah, they can do it. If the E6 plays their game, they can do it. So that's going to put Envious in 4th place. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's going to put the Envious in 4th place. E United versus E6. I'm going to have to give it to E United again. I'm going to say... I don't know. They'd be fresh. This is so tough. These teams are so, like, good and evenly matched. I think I'm going to give it a 2-1 victory for E United. And then us in the finals. E United would have to beat us twice, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it. And I think it's going to be just a rematch or a replay of the season, of the MLG Columbus for Gears of War Ultimate Edition finals. And I think we're just going to be able to 2-0 them pretty cleanly and finish out that tournament. So there it is. My top 4 placings are, I guess I can go over all of them. I think it's going to be 1st place for OpTic Gaming, 2nd place for E United, 3rd place for E6, 4th place for Team Envious. 5th and 6th will be Revenge and Energy. 7th and 8th will be Mind Freak and Splice. And I know this looks like I'm just discounting the foreign teams, but Mind Freak is just due to simple ignorance on my part and not knowing too much about that team. Splice is due to... I think Splice could very well upset a lot of these matches, and all of their matches are going to be close in my opinion, but it's going to really depend on them playing and diversifying their play. So if they can... That's the word I was looking for earlier, diversify. So if they can do that in the course of this tournament or leading up to this tournament, this could all change, and it could be us versus Splice in the finals, or, you know, whatever. But this is what I'm going to go with right now. Obviously, this is not ironclad. Obviously, I'll probably get some of these wrong, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up. It's probably going to be my most downvoted video of all time because I'm going to butthurt people, but, you know, thus is the price I pay. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it, at least somewhat. I tried to talk a little bit about the team, so hopefully you found some more insight. Make sure on Saturday to tune into the tournament. It's going to be streamed on twitch.tv/Gears of War. And it's going to start at noon on Saturdays, noon Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to tune in, noon Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/Gears of War. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be us versus Team Revenge, I believe, first. So... you know, Green Wall, we need to see you out there. Everybody else, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button down below for more content all weekend long, behind the scenes videos with the OpTic Gaming Gears of War team. And as always, guys, I will see you all in the next video.